Good afternoon po sa inyo lahat, mga brethren. Happy last day po ng Peace Unleavened Bread. Ayaw ko po sanang magsalamin kasi nakakadagdag po ng edad eh. Wala pong magagawa dahil palabo po ng palabo yung aking mata. Lalo na po pag every time na binubuksan ko po yung wallet ko, wala pong laman. Ako lang nakikita. Topic ko po ngayon ay tungkol po sa bread from heaven. Sa mga pahina po ng Biblia, ay mababasa natin ang katagang bread from heaven, at ito po ay makikita natin sa Old Testament at saka sa New. Ano po ba ang sinisimbolo nito? Literal ba o spiritual ito? Yan po ang ating tatalakayin sa oras na ito. Unang mababasa po natin to sa panahon po ni Moses. Dito po ay sinabi ng Diyos kay Moses na bibigyan niya ang mga Israelita ng bread from heaven, at malinaw na ito ay hindi ordinaryong tinapay dahil galing po ito sa langit. At ito ay isang pagsubok sa kanila kung sila po ay susunod sa kanyang mga batas o hindi. Puntahan po natin to sa Exodus 16 verses 1 to to 35. Ito po ang pagkakasulat. New King James Version po sa akin na Kuya Jan. And they journeyed from Elim, and all the congregation of the children of Israel came to the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day of the second month after they departed from the land of Egypt. 16. Exodus 16, verse 1. New King James sa akin. Then the whole congregation of Israel, children of Israel, complained against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. And the children of Israel said to them, "Oh, that we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the pots of meat, and when we ate bread to the full. For you have brought us into this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger." Nagreklamo na po ang mga Israelita. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather the certain quota every day, that I may test them whether they will walk in my law or not." Dito po sa sinabi nito sa verse 4, na yung pagbibigay pala ng Diyos ng mana, yung bread from heaven, ay isa pong test sa kanila kung susunod sila sa kanyang mga kautusan. And sa 5 po, verse 5, "And it shall be on the 6th day that they shall prepare what they bring in, and it shall be twice as much as they gather daily." Then Moses and Aaron said to all the children of Israel, "At evening you shall know that the Lord has brought you out of the land of Egypt." Ito po sa verse 5, everyday kumukuha po sila ng pangkasya ng sa isang tao. Pero pagdating po ng araw po ng Friday, dalawa po ang kukunin nila. Kasi kinabukasan po ng araw ng Sabat, wala pong makikita sa kapaligiran, sa labas. Dito po masisira ang mga tumitira po ng Sabat dahil sinasabi nila na para lang sa mga Israelita yun. Pero dito malinaw po na ang Diyos mismo ay sumusunod sa niyang kanyang pinag-uutos. Then Moses and Aaron said to all the children of Israel, "At evening you shall know that the Lord has brought you out of the land of Egypt. And in the morning you shall see the glory of the Lord, for he hears your complaints against the Lord. But what are we, that you complain against us?" Also Moses said, "This shall be seen when the Lord gives you meat to eat in the evening, and in the morning bread to the fool, for the Lord hears your complaints, which you make against him. And what are we? Your complaints are not against us, but against the Lord, sabi po ni Moses. Verse 9, Then Moses spoke to Aaron, Say to all the congregation of the children of Israel, Come here before the Lord, for he has heard your complaint. Verse 10, Now it came to pass as Aaron spoke to the whole congregation of Israel, that they looked forward toward the wilderness, and behold, the glory of the Lord appeared in the cloud. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, I have heard complaints of the children of Israel. Speak to them, saying, At twilight you shall eat meat, and in the morning you shall be filled with bread, and you shall know that I am the Lord, your God. So it was, the quails came out at evening and covered the camp, and in the morning the dew lay all around the camps. And when the layer of dew lifted, there on the surface of the wilderness was a small round substance, as fine as frost on the ground. So when the children of Israel saw it, they said it to one another, What it is? For they did not know what it was. And Moses said to them, This is the bread which the Lord has given you to eat. This is the thing which the Lord has commanded. Let every man gather it according to each one's need. 1 omer for each person, according to the number of persons. Let every man take for those who are in his tent. Brethren, yung 1 omer po na yan, ang katumbas po sa atin, kung titimbangin sa panahon natin, ay between 1.5 to 1.7 kilos po. Madami-dami na po yung pagkain. Then the children of Israel did so and gathered, some more, some less. When they measured it by omers, he who gathered much had nothing left over, and he who gathered little had no lack. Every man had gathered according to each one's need. And Moses said, Let no one leave any of it till morning. Notwithstanding, they did not heed Moses, but some of them left part of it until morning, and it bred worms and stank. And Moses was angry with them. Ang bilin po, tama lang po para sa isang araw. Pero meron din man pong medyo katigasan ng ulo, nag-i-stack po siya. Bagay, kung iisipin mo, parang di naman masama yun dahil iniipon mo lang naman. Pero kinabukasan, pagbukas po niya, hindi naman po niya papakinabangan kasi inuud na, panis na. So they gathered it every morning, every man according to his need, and when the sun became hot, it melted. And so it was on the 6th day that they gathered twice as much bread, 2 omers for each one. And all the rulers of the congregation came and told Moses. Then he had said to them, This is what the Lord has said. Tomorrow is a Sabbath. Rest, a holy Sabbath to the Lord. Bake what you will bake today, and boil what you will boil, and lay up for yourselves all that remains, to be kept until morning. So they laid it up till morning, as Moses commanded, and it did not stink, nor were there any worms on it. Then Moses said, Eat that today, for today is a Sabbath to the Lord. Today you will not find it in the field. 6 days you shall gather it, but on the 7th day, the Sabbath, there will be none. Now it happened that some of the people went out on the 7th day to gather, but they found none. And the Lord said to Moses, How long do you refuse to keep my commandment and my laws? Yun po pala ang pinakatanda ng Diyos. See, for the Lord hath given you a Sabbath, therefore He gives you on the 6th day bread for 2 days. Let every man remain in his place. Let no man go out for his place on the 7th day. So the people rested on the 7th day. And the house of Israel called its name manna. And it was like white coriander seed, and the taste of it was like wafers made with honey. Then Moses said, This is the thing which the Lord has commanded. Fill an omer with it to be kept for your generation, that they may see the bread from which I fed to you in the wilderness when I brought you out of the land of Egypt. And Moses said to Aaron, take a pot and put an omer of manna in it, and lay it up before the Lord to be kept for your generation. As the Lord commanded Moses, so Aaron laid it up before the testimony to be kept. And the children of Israel ate manna 40 years po, until they come to an inhabited land. They eat manna until they come to the border of land of Canaan. Pakibukas mo yung dyan yung map. Ayan po yung ay nawala. Ayaw. Hayaan na lang. Yun po yung mapa nung travel po ng mga Israelites. Galing po sila sa Egypt, tumawid po sila sa Pero dito po sa map na ito, medyo mali po yung kasi yung Red Sea na tinawiran nila dyan, napakalaki. Ayan po, yung sa may ilababa na yun. Ang lawak po niyan yan po, yung lawak po niyan, ang haba niyan. Sa Bible, parang hindi naman sila nag-isang araw na tumawid pero dito, abuti sila ng isang linggo dyan. At yun po sila yung paikot-ikot sila doon. Inabot sila ng 40 years, pinakain pa rin sila ng Diyos. Yung mana, kinakain nila. At pagdating ng ating gabi, yung mga quail naman po. Ang tanong, bakit po sila inabot ng 40 years bago makarating ng Promised Land? Simple lang po ang sagot, hindi po sila gumamit ng Waze. Sa katatapos po lang binasa natin, ay malinaw po na 40 years silang kumain ng mana at pinapakain pa rin sila ng Diyos bago nakarating sila sa lupang pangako. Kung tutusin po ay hindi po sila dapat umabot ng isang buwan kung didiretso sila doon. Kaya lang dahil nga po nagkaroon po sila ng kasalanan, ay binigyan po sila ng parusa ng Diyos. Sa New Testament po, ganito po ang pagkakasabi tungkol sa bread from heaven. Diyan, malinaw na sinasabi ni Jesus na hindi si Moses ang nagbigay ng mana noon sa mga Israelites, kundi ang Diyos. At dito sa Bagong Tipan, ang tinawag na bread from heaven ay malinaw po na si Jesus. John chapter 6 verse 22 hanggang 58. On the following day, when the people who were standing on the other side of the sea saw that there was no other boat there except that one which his disciple had entered, and that Jesus had not entered the boat with his disciple, but his disciples had gone away alone. However, other boats came in from Tiberias, near the place where they eat bread after the Lord had given thanks. Ito po yung pagkakatapos lang ng magpakain po ang ating Panginoon sa kanila. Mga 5,000 pong tao. When the people therefore saw that Jesus was not there, nor his disciple, they also got into boats and came to Capernaum, seeking Jesus. And when they found him on the other side of the sea, they said to him, Rabbi, when did you came here? Jesus answered them and said, Most assuredly, sabi, I say to you, you seek me not because you saw the signs, but because you ate of the loaves and were filled. Do not labor for the food which perishes, but for the food which endure to your everlasting life, which is the Son of Man will give you. Because God the Father has set his seal on him. Then they said to him, What shall we do, that we may work the works of God? Jesus answered and said to them, This is the work of God, and that you believe in him whom he sent. Therefore, when they said to him, What sign will you perform then, that you may see it and believe you? what work will you do? Our fathers ate the manna in the desert, as it is written, He gave them bread from heaven to eat. Then Jesus said to them, most assuredly, I say to you, Moses did not give you the bread from heaven, but my Father gives you the true bread from heaven. For the bread of God is He who came down from heaven and gives life to the world. Then they said to Him, Lord, give us this bread always. And Jesus said to him, I am the bread of life. He who comes down to me shall never hunger, and he who believes in me shall never thirst. But I said to you that you have seen me, and yet do not believe. All that the Father gives me will come to me, and the one who comes to me I will by no means cast away. For I have come down from heaven not to do my own will, but the will of him who sent me. This is the will of the Father who sent me, that of all He has given me I should lose nothing, but should raise it up in the last day. And this is the will of Him who sent me, that everyone who sees the Son and believes in Him may have an everlasting life, and I will raise him up to the last day. The Jews then complained about Him because He said, I am the bread of life which came down from heaven. And they said, Is not this Jesus, the son of Joseph, whose father and mother we know? How is it then that He says, I come down from heaven? Jesus therefore answered and said to them, Do not murmur among yourselves. No one come to me unless the Father who sent me draws him, and I will raise him up in the last day. Talon po tayo sa 51, verse 51. I am the living bread which came down from heaven. If anyone eats of this bread, he will live forever, and the bread that I shall give is my flesh, which I shall give for the life of the world. The Jews therefore quarreled among themselves, saying, How can this man give up his flesh to eat? Then Jesus said to them, Most assuredly I say to you, unless you eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink His blood, you have no life in you. Whoever eats my flesh and drinks my blood has eternal life, and I will raise him up to the last day. For my flesh is food indeed, and my blood is drink indeed. He who eats my flesh and drinks my blood abides in me, and I in him. As the living Father sent me, and I live because of the Father, so he who feeds on me will live because of me. This is the bread which came down from heaven, not as your father ate the manna and are dead. He who eats this bread will live forever. Dito po nagkagulo sila dahil parang inuutosan ni Jesus yung tao na maging kumakain ng tao. Pero hindi po nila naintindihan ang ibig niyang ipahiwatig. Yun po yung ginaganap po natin ng Passover, yung bread and wine. Marino po na si Jesus nga binabanggit na bread from heaven. Para po sa pagtatapos ay sa last na 1 Corinthians 11:23 hanggang 34. For I received from the Lord that which I also delivered to you, sabi po ni Paul, that the Lord Jesus on the same night in which He was betrayed took bread, and when He had given thanks, He broke it and said, Take, eat, this is my body which is broken for you. Do this in remembrance of me. In the same manner, He also took the cup after supper, saying, This cup is the new covenant in my blood. This do as often as you drink it in remembrance of me. For as often as you eat this bread and drink this cup, you proclaim the Lord's death till He comes. Therefore, whoever eats this bread or drinks this cup of the Lord in an unworthy manner will be guilty of the body and blood of the Lord. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of the bread and drink of the cup. Therefore, brethren, talon po tayo sa 33, when you came together to eat, wait for one another. But if anyone is hungry, let him eat at home, lest you came together for judgment. And the rest I will set in order when I come. Marami po tayong dapat pagpasalamat sa araw-araw nating pagising po sa umaga, na makita po natin ng araw. Pagpunta po tayo ng CR at nakita po natin umihi tayo, dapat po tayong magpasalamat. Hindi po yung joke, kasi sa mga kasama ko pong mga nagda-dialysis, taon na po ang binibilang, ni isang patak, wala po sila nakikitang ihi. Tayo, kung nakakaihi po tayo, dapat po natin talagang ipagpasalamat yan sa Diyos. Malinaw po na si Jesus ang binabanggit ng Biblia na tinapay na galing sa langit, at tunay po siyang tinapay na walang libadura, dahil bukod po tangi silang ang walang kasalanan sa mundong ito. Nagdirong tayo ng kapistahan ng tinapay na walang libadura bilang pagkunintahan ng ating dating makasalanang dati nating mga kasalanan na gawain, at ang mga libadura po ay sumisimbolo ng kasalanan. At ito ay ating ginagawa tuwing taon-taon. Maraming salamat. Happy Feast po sa inyo. Salamat.